The whole process.
Yes, I understand that totally.
The court did not give the green light or objective to specific points to the law. It's not by itself.
That's not my understanding. My understanding, which has come through our legal services department, is that this whole issue has now been resolved in favour of the council, in terms of the removal of these trees. So clearly, the last thing that we want, we're in a very difficult position. I'm not taking sides with anybody. I'm here to ensure that these people can go about their lawful business, and the law clearly allows them to go about their lawful business and gives us, there is an offence of preventing somebody from doing so, which I think we've been a copy of. So what I'm after really is how can we negotiate a solution here whereby you've obviously had an opportunity to make your protest, whether we can resolve that and these people can do what they need to do. Are we going to achieve that? Because the only alternative really is for us to enforce the law and arrest people to ensure that these people can go about their local business. I don't want to do that. We've got better things to be doing, and I'm sure that the last thing that you want to do as well.
Your guys have been telling us you're going to do that for 2 hours. You're obviously not confident to do so, because you would have done it.
We're very confident to do so, but clearly this whole process has been a long ongoing process across the city, as you're aware. There's been a lot of legal challenge around it, and there's also been our legal services department have looked at the issue, and I've just read it before I come out, that they're quite comfortable that piece of legislation is the appropriate piece of legislation that needs to enforce. Now, we will do whatever we can, and what I'm here to ask you, I suppose, is there anything that we can do to prevent us?
Well, the 2 previous times when we've done exactly this on this road, your colleagues have come and said that we were fine, actually within the law, and told the Amy guys to go away. So you've clearly just dug up this piece of legislation that you've never...
We've not dug up this piece of legislation.
Well, it's never been mentioned before today. On 2 previous occasions, your guys have come and sided with us. So what's changed?
I think it's unfair to say we've sided with you.
You've allowed
we can be pedantic around the terminology. Clearly, there is a process to be followed. That process, as far as I understand it, has been followed through the court process, and you can disagree with that or not. That's the information that I have as of today. On previous occasions, we've not been in that position. The legislation has been around for a long time. It's a piece of legislation that we're using in not just in relation to this tree, but it's the trade unions.
You got the thing, right, the exact action session was the trade union.
Yes, it's the one we've got here, yeah. So it's the section 241 of the trade union and labour relations. It's the specific part of the act is an offence is committed where a person does so wrongfully and without lawful legal authority with a view to compelling another to abstain from doing an act to have a legal right to do, or compelling another to do an act to have a legal right to abstain from. You are. But by doing so, you are preventing these people from doing the acts which they're lawfully entitled to do, which is cut the trees down.
When I used to run a business that was basically working at height, I had absolutely no regrets if somebody broke through the security fences.
With respect, that's a completely different issue. With the issue, I want to stick to the point of what we're talking about here today. Now, I'm quite satisfied that your presence here is preventing these people from doing something which they have a legal right to do, which is cut down the trees. And as far as I'm aware, that has been tested through the courts. Now, this is an offence, excuse me please, this is an offence contrary to, as we've said, section 241 of the Trade Union and Labour Relations Consolidation Act 1992. And I've got to warn you that if you continue to prevent that from happening, that it may be necessary for me or somebody else to arrest you to allow them to go down the business. Now, I do not want to go down that line, believe me, and I'm sure none of you want to go down that line. But that we've sort of got to that point now where we've got very little options. So
it seems we're at a non-pass.
Pardon?
We're at a non-pass.
We are at a bit of a non-plus. If needs be, we will arrest people to allow these people to go around their work. We don't want to do that. I would like. You've had your opportunity to make the protest. I think there are people that will agree with your protest, there are people that will disagree. That's not for me to side one way or the other, and certainly I'm not siding one way or the other. We're in the middle. Our job is to enforce the law. The law has been decided through the court. So now we have to enforce that, so we have to allow them to go about their business.
Can I just correct you on something? I'm Dave Dillney. I'm the man who took the legal action against Sheffield City Council. If you've been told that that judgment gave the council free rein to cut down trees, it absolutely did not. That case was decided on 2 points of law. One was delay, because Mr Justice Gilbert agreed with the council that my delay in bringing the action, that is to say, not immediately felling commenced, not until we actually became aware of it, which was my point, the judge agreed with the council. Point one. Point two, were the council legally obliged under European legislation and the Atoms section of European legislation, were they legally obliged to conduct an environmental impact assessment? Again, because, and forgive me, I cannot remember which way around it went, and in law there's a project and there's a scheme, and it was the environmental impact assessment fell on the wrong side of that. Nowhere at all were arboricultural matters the subject of any judgment ever. That is total council. That is, in fact, it's not even spin.
I think
or being economical with the truth.
With respect, I think
with respect, that's the truth, Inspector.
But I think you're speaking to the wrong person.
You need to tell your legal team that they've told you that they've given you the wrong information.
Your argument isn't with me or with South Yorkshire Police.
Okay,
your argument is with the council and their
yeah, but
decision
you're telling
to remove
these
the trees.
people something that's not true, and I cannot let that stand. You
I
understand that?
I understand what you're
Thank
saying.
you.
You're entitled to say your piece, obviously. The information I have as of today from our legal services department is that decision has been made through the courts.
Can I just say something to these people?
Of course, you can.
You need to hear this, Calvin. I've just been speaking. Well, everybody needs to hear it. Would you just listen and stop being so damn combative? There's no need for it. I've just been speaking to Lisa Foster and Charles Streeton, my legal team from the court case. This legislation, this is not a precedent. This legislation has been used before against protesters, not tree protesters, but other environmental protesters outside power stations, on, well, etc., etc. It's irrelevant. But everything regarding the powers of arrest under this piece of legislation, it's not something they've just dragged up. This is everything Inspector Stubbs has told you is the truth. If you go to court and you're arrested, it's a minimum £500 fine and or 6 months in prison. That's the top end of what could happen. The other end is that, well, you need to hear this because it's important. That will also entail a criminal record. I feel that you needed to hear this from me before you make any final decisions about whether you want to get arrested or not.
Could I also just add that that is not going to affect the outcome today, because if we have to arrest you, we will do so. The trees will still get cut down.
You're going to arrest everybody.
This tree will.
Well,
can I just step on that one a bit while we know?
Oh, I'm sure you don't go. It's all right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're not, you know, my purpose in coming here is to try to sort of plead with you, really. You know,
So what
nobody
do you
wants.
to do?
I would like you to go away and allow these people to do their job.
Can we suggest that telling them to go away will solve the issue as well?
No, because we've exhausted the legal process. As far as I'm concerned, they are here to legally go about their business, and that's what we as the police, we are here to allow them to do that. So you've had your opportunity to make your peaceful protest. I'm more than happy for you to stand here and make a protest while they do the work.
No,
What I'm not prepared to do is to prevent them from doing their work.
what we're doing is not protesting, but peacefully preventing the action.
Which,
We want to protest,
which
we'd be
is
on the other side
which
of
is an offence against that piece of legislation. So, well,
we're not being convicted of it, or arrested for it, or charged with it.
but you will be shortly if you refuse to let them get on with the business. That's where we are. Yes, please.
I think we're here, I think I'm here, I can't speak for other people. to prevent criminal damage being done to this street and to our streets.
I understand what you're saying. I'm not. We're in the middle, aren't we? Our job is to enforce the law of the land and to enforce the decision that's been made by the court. Now, whether I agree with you or whether I agree with the council is actually irrelevant in this process. So we're at a position now, as has been said, a bit of an impasse. If we have to do, and trust me, hand on heart, I do not want to arrest any of you people. You've made your protest. We understand that, but if that's what we have to do to allow these people to go about their work, that's what we will do. I would rather you accept. The media are here. You've had an opportunity to say your piece. I think everybody understands the depth of feeling about it. There will be other situations, I'm sure, across the city where we've got a similar situation where you can maybe protest again or you can go back to the court, but I think for today on this particular street you need to accept what I'm saying and please go home and make sure we don't have to arrest anybody.
Can you just tell me how we are preventing them carrying out their work?
Because what they're doing is a dangerous business, isn't it? If you want to move down the street, by all means, I don't have a problem with that.
No, what I'm suggesting is that by being here, it's health and safety processes of theirs that prevent them, not us.
You know that by standing here, you are preventing them from cutting down the tree. Clearly, they're not going to do it while you're standing here because that would be dangerous. So if you want to go and stand down the street and protest down the street, I don't have any issue with that whatsoever. What I do have an issue with is being in a position where, by being so, you are compelling them to not do their lawful business. So that's your decision, people. I need to know what you're going to do, really.
I'm sorry, I don't think we've stopped.
Can I just take this call? I'll be back 2 seconds.
Stuff in place
I'm not going to get into. They don't need to. I'm not going to get into the pedantic of where exactly we can start. Whatever. If you're going to do something which prevents these people from going about their business, that is an offence under this piece of legislation. So I need to know now whether you're all going to go home peacefully, having had your protest, or whether we need to remove you.
Sorry, we still haven't sort of addressed the idea of criminal damage and what they're intending.
It's not criminal damage because it's been to the court.
Has it been to the court then?
Yes.
Well, as far as I'm aware, it's not, because as Mr. Gilman explained to me, the court case that he brought was nothing to do with the legality of what they're doing. It was to do with environmental
I think that argument is for another day, if I might say so. I'm quite satisfied that as we stand here today, that the council has got a legal right to fell that tree, and we have to do what we need to do to allow them to go about it. These guys are just here to do a job at the end of the day. As are I and my staff, I don't have a problem with any of you guys.
Never had an issue with those guys.
I don't have an issue with any of you guys. I don't agree or disagree with what you're saying. It's that, I'm here to do a job, as are my staff. So we're at that position now, really, where they need to get on with it.
Could you define it to me how you could or could not be stopping them doing their work? For instance, let's say I stood on the road beyond the barricade just there. That would be still against their health and safety. If they're not going to actually shut the whole road down, then I don't see why they don't have a complete legal right to stand just there.
I will say to you now that I'm going to instruct my staff, if they start working this tree, to have a reasonable cordon either side of the tree so that they can do that from a safety point of view. So there's your own choice. That's my decision.
Contact housing office before you 10 to 15 minutes before, preferably.
We are where we are.
Roger, will do, thank you. Go.
What we've been saying, I'm really happy about is
block off the road then. Pardon? If the ball's in your court, then I suppose the next thing you have to do is block off the road.
I would like you guys all to move on, and we don't have to.
Of course, we'd all like to move on.
Do you want me to give you guys like 5 minutes to have a think about what we're going to do? All right.
Well, if we need to, and we will come with you.
Of course, I'm not. That's why we brought a bus and not a big van. I understand that. I really would ask that you just consider what you're going to do if you are considering being arrested, because it really does serve no purpose. I think that you know, in terms of publicity, if you're prejudiced in terms of going to, you know, being investigated for an offence, then you're not going to be on the TV or in the media, because they wouldn't be able to put any of this in the media, because it would be prejudicial to any future court case. So almost it would undermine your protest in that respect.
But do you see how it undermines our protest if we walk away, because there are so many hundreds of trees that we don't want to go to?
Yeah, thanks for that.
So if we media will be there. Not go to work or look after some children or elderly relatives, all of that. We are representing thousands of Sheffield people
And thousands of trees.
Can't actually be here today.
I understand exactly what you're saying. Right from the outset, I said I don't have any argument with any of you. So I don't disagree with what you're saying, but we're now at that position. So what I would ask is, those of you who wish to leave and allow these people to get on with the job, if you could do so now, please. And those of you that don't, my officers will be forced to arrest you and the arrested to go on the bus.
So if we abandon this tree, then that sets a precedent for all the other protests.
That's your decision,
And
are you really going to go to this effort for every single one? Of the thousands? It's a lot of police
my hands are tied, aren't they? We've obviously...
You'd be looking at arresting someone for every protest, every tree, which doesn't seem to be very reasonable, like it's not going to happen. So if we all move out and one person stays and we arrest them, and then we do the next tree, it's just going to take up so much of your time and resources. We need to find
you do need to find an answer.
We need to find a better solution.
The answer isn't on the street here today. The answer is through Sheffield City Council and the court process to make a decision. Now, as I understand it in relation to this tree, that's already been done. So that's the position we're in today. I can only act on the information that I'm in possession of today. I can't. You know, I can reasonably try to negotiate with you a peaceful solution to this. There's no purpose served, in my view, with us arresting or prosecuting any of these people. You're entitled to make your protest, and I understand that.
So we're going to protect the tree.
That's not going to happen. The tree is going to be felled today.
6 months later than that.
The tree is going to be felled today, irrespective of what you guys do. Because you either come with us and or you go home, but the outcome's going to be the same.
I think the choice you could tell people of leaving or staying that's fine. We know what we're doing. We all know what we're doing.
But it's not a long-term solution to the problem.
We're just going to be in this situation again tomorrow at another tree.
Part of the long-running protest for 18 months.
I understand all your arguments. You know, as a senior police officer here, my job is to allow these people to do their job, irrespective of where my views might be about the tree or about your protest. So
I'm not convinced that what we're doing is illegal, because
I'm after for the torture side. I'm quite satisfied under the legal guidance that I have that it is an offence under that piece of legislation. So if you continue to refuse to leave, that is what we will do.
Is it warm in that van?
What about the by violence?
There is no by violence in the legislation. That's the title of the legislation. The piece of the legislation, the specific subsection of legislation is compelling somebody or preventing them from doing what the legal is.
Compelling or preventing. Which bit? That bit there. That section. If they're wrongfully without legal authority. So that's the question of it.
Can we ask you all now please to move then, and anybody who doesn't will have to come with us.
Can I say one last thing?
Of course you can.
I'm just off the phone with the barrister. It does not need any more than one person to be arrested to test the legislation. That's point one. Point two is, if someone does feel strongly enough to be that one person, they will, Lisa Foster and Richard Buxton from his firm from Cambridge will immediately start legal aid action to represent that person, to come up to Sheffield, represent that person in court. Having said that, one final word, if anybody else outside, if there's more than one person that feels strongly enough to go ahead and get arrested because that's the protest they want to make, that is your decision. Rest of it's up.
And I'll decide if I get that changed. No, you can't.
You look.
You're in the line.